Police encounters don't always start with violence. Sometimes they start with conversation, with officers trying to slow things down and suspects doing the opposite. In these two separate incidents, officers faced individuals who ignored repeated commands and escalated situations despite multiple chances to stop. One suspect was wanted for killing his teenage daughter. Another advanced toward officers while refusing to drop a weapon. Both moments were captured on body cameras. Both forced officers into split-second decisions where hesitation could cost lives. Columbus SWAT officer shoots fugitive wanted for killing teen daughter. It was a quiet afternoon in Columbus, Ohio, but the tension was already building behind the scenes. On March 25, 2025, Columbus police SWAT officers closed in on a man they had been actively searching for, 33-year-old Darnell Jones. He wasn't just a suspect. He was a fugitive wanted in the brutal killing of his own 13-year-old daughter. Officers had been alerted that Jones was in the Victorian Village neighborhood. He had been under surveillance after Toledo police issued warnings to surrounding agencies. Investigators believe Jones was armed, emotionally unstable, and dangerous. Every officer on scene understood the stakes. Bodycam footage captures the moment officers move in to detain him. Commands are shouted clearly and repeatedly. "Show me your hands, right now.
Show me your fucking hands, right now."
Jones doesn't comply. Instead, his behavior turns erratic. He yells back at officers, repeatedly telling them to kill him. His voice is loud, desperate, and unhinged. Officers try to de-escalate, but Jones continues to move unpredictably. Then, in a split second, Jones reaches toward his pocket. An officer fires. Multiple shots ring out as officers perceive an immediate threat. Jones is struck in the arm, leg, and torso. He collapses to the ground. The gunfire stops as quickly as it started. Officers rush forward, weapons still trained, securing the scene. "Don't move. Don't move.
Don't fucking move! Don't move!
A revolver is recovered nearby. What initially appeared to be another object in Jones's hand is later identified as a walkie-talkie. Officers quickly realize he is injured but alive. The tone shifts instantly. Weapons are lowered. Medics are called. Officers kneel beside Jones, applying pressure to his wounds and speaking to him calmly. "We've got you. You're going to be okay."
We'll get you help, okay?
Jones is conscious. He's breathing heavily. Between gasps, he repeats the same words over and over. "I just want to die."
I just want to die, bro.
Officers continue providing aid, stabilizing him while maintaining control of the scene. They keep him seated upright to prevent further complications. Blood is visible on his clothing as medics are urgently requested. Despite everything, officers continue talking to him, trying to keep him alert. "Nothing's ever that bad. Stay with me." As they search him further, officers ask if he has any additional weapons. Jones gives unclear responses. Officers remain cautious, knowing his history and the severity of the situation. Witnesses nearby are moved back as crime scene tape goes up. Shell casings are marked. A perimeter is established. The neighborhood, once quiet, is now filled with flashing lights and police radio traffic. Jones is eventually placed on a medical cart. His handcuffs are removed temporarily so medics can properly treat his injuries. Officers assist in lifting him, staying close, never losing sight of him. Throughout the process, Jones continues speaking, rambling, expressing regret and despair. Officers remain professional, focused, and composed, even as they deal with the emotional weight of the case. Authorities later confirmed Jones was wanted for the murder of his daughter, Kaymani Lateague. The 13-year-old had been found dead inside an abandoned home in Toledo. The coroner ruled her death a homicide caused by multiple deep cuts to her neck. Investigators say Jones was the last person seen with her before she disappeared. Jones had removed her from her home without permission days earlier. Now, instead of fleeing, he lay wounded but alive, facing the consequences of his actions. He was transported to the hospital in stable condition and later charged with multiple offenses, including felonious assault on a peace officer. The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation has taken over the review of the officer-involved shooting, as protocol requires. The body cam footage shows the reality of modern policing, where officers must make life-or-death decisions in seconds, often involving suspects who are emotionally unstable, armed, and unpredictable. In this case, a man wanted for an unthinkable crime survived the encounter. His daughter did not, and the investigation is far from over. LAPD officers tase and shoot suspect resisting arrest. It was early evening in Los Angeles on August 14, 14, 2019, when LAPD officers responded to a disturbing radio call. A man was reportedly screaming in public near the intersection of Thornton Court and Pacific Avenue. The situation was already volatile before officers even arrived. When uniformed officers reached the scene, they encountered a man later identified as John Penny. He was visibly agitated, behaving erratically, and holding a glass bottle in his hand. From the very beginning, officers attempted verbal de-escalation. Put the bottle down.
Put down the bottle.
An officer repeatedly commanded. Penny refused. Instead of complying, he continued talking incoherently, pacing back and forth and stepping closer to the officers. His speech was disorganized, jumping from topic to topic. Officers tried to calm him down, explaining they just wanted to make sure he was okay. Penny wouldn't listen. Again and again, officers gave clear commands. Put the bottle down. Put it down now.
Hey, put the bottle down. Put the bottle down. I'll tase you.
Do not follow!
Put the bottle down. I will.
You think that hurts?
Put the bottle down.
The bottle remained in his hand. Officers warned him multiple times that force would be used if he continued to advance. Penny ignored those warnings. At one point, officers could be heard requesting additional backup, recognizing the growing danger. As Penny continued moving toward them, officers deployed a taser. The crack of the taser echoed through the street, but it failed. The darts did not properly strike Penny, and the taser had no effect. Instead of stopping, Penny escalated. He dropped the bottle and armed himself with a 3-foot-long wooden plank lying nearby. Now holding a makeshift weapon, he turned back toward officers and began advancing again. At this moment, the threat level changed completely. Officers backed up, continuing to shout commands. Drop it! Drop the weapon! Penny refused. He raised the wooden plank, closing distance and putting officers in immediate danger. With civilians nearby and no signs of compliance, officers were left with seconds to react. Less lethal force was deployed. A beanbag shotgun round was fired. A 40mm round followed. Even then, Penny continued to resist and advance. With no other options left, an officer fired his weapon. Gunshots rang out. Penny was struck once in the left arm and once in the left thigh. He collapsed to the ground. The threat was neutralized. Immediately, officers stopped firing and moved in cautiously. Weapons were lowered as they secured Penny and ensured he could no longer reach the plank or any other objects nearby. Once the scene was safe, officers transitioned into medical response mode. Los Angeles Fire Department paramedics were called to the scene. Officers assisted while first aid was rendered. Despite being shot, Penny was conscious. Medics treated him on scene before transporting him by ambulance to UCLA Westwood Medical Center. He was later treated, cleared for booking, and survived his injuries. No officers were injured during the incident. The wooden plank Penny had used was recovered as evidence. The scene was secured as LAPD's Force Investigation Division arrived to take over the case. Witnesses were interviewed, forensic evidence was collected, and multiple oversight agencies responded, including representatives from the Office of the Inspector General and the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Justice System Integrity Division. As with all officer-involved shootings, both a criminal and administrative investigation were launched. The Bodycam footage captures the reality officers face when de-escalation fails. Repeated verbal commands, multiple warnings, less lethal options attempted, and finally, a split-second decision made when a suspect refuses to comply and advances with a weapon. It's a reminder that these encounters can shift from conversation to violence in moments, and that once a suspect chooses not to stop, officers must act to protect themselves and everyone around them. These videos show the reality of modern policing, where restraint is expected but action is sometimes unavoidable. In both cases, officers gave warnings and clear commands. They tried to control the situation, but when suspects refused to stop, everything changed. Body cameras don't give opinions. They show actions, timing, and consequences. Watch carefully. Decide for yourself. If you want more real, unfiltered body cam footage, subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments.